He is the Chief Whip for Reform UK, just to remind you, and he joins us now. Good to see you, Lee. I mean, what do you make of that? I mean, because there are always calls for by-elections when there's a big defection. It's a legitimate point to make, isn't it?
Yeah, there's argues for and against, guys, I suppose. But you know, we work in a parliamentary system in this country where when the electorate go to the ballot box and they vote for a person, and that person may or may not be in a political party. If they are in a political party, they then go to Parliament and represent that party and their constituents as maybe a Labour MP, a Conservative MP, or a Reform UK MP. But the previous point you made is there's a lot of truth in that. I've stood for 3 political parties in the same area 4 times and been elected each time.
Well, do you think then Robert Jenrick should follow your example and hold a by-election in Newark? We've had views saying, look, if he's confident, he says his constituents vote for him and they have faith in him, that it would be a Reform landslide and that in itself would strengthen you.
Well, he wouldn't be following my example, Ellie, because I never triggered a by-election. I just waited for the next election and got re-elected. And the last time I got re-elected in Ashfield at the general election in July 2024, my vote share went up. And I'm pretty confident that if Rob, if he does stand at the next general election in Newark, his vote share will go up. It costs over £200,000, I think, is a by-election. He will win. The people of Newark voted for Rob. And I'll just add this. There was only 2 MPs who was elected as Tory MPs in 2019 in the Nottinghamshire that was re-elected. I was re-elected for Reform UK, and Rob Jenrick, against all the odds, was re-elected as a Conservative MP in Newark. So there's your answer.
Yeah. Look, in terms of what we're seeing now, how do we balance it out? Because a lot of the questions yesterday in the press conference were about, Tories 2.0. And it's a fascinating question, because I know that obviously Nigel doesn't want to be branded as that. A lot of our viewers and listeners getting in touch this morning saying, well, Reform are the only true Tories, if you like, the only true Conservatives. So it's a difficult one to balance in terms of what your membership want and feel, isn't it?
Well, it's not difficult at all. I mean, the messages I'm getting in my inbox are all positive. And just maybe, guys, if the Conservatives had been Conservative in 2019, moving onwards, with the landslide victory for Boris, maybe I wouldn't be sat here talking to you today. Maybe if they'd reduced taxes, maybe if they'd reduced the size of the state, maybe if they reduced mass illegal migration and mass legal migration, and like I say, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GB News discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GB News to start protecting yourself digitally today.
We know that Robert Jenrick harbours leadership ambitions, don't we? And we saw yesterday that he does lack loyalty. He used that press conference to criticise his former colleagues. Some would say to attack them, naming Mel Stride and Priti Patel in particular. In that sense, can Reform UK and Nigel Farage trust him? Is he a team player?
If you're a politician and you haven't got an ambition for yourself, your country, your community and your family, then really you shouldn't be a politician. You need to go and do something else.
But does he want to be leader of Reform UK? I mean, lots of our viewers getting in touch saying these are two big personalities, two great media performers. Is there space in Reform UK for two very big fish in a small pond?
I would say we've got six big fish in a small pond now. We've got 6 MPs, all big characters, all big personalities, all want to do the right thing for their party. And look, we are a party that believes in healthy competition. Does Rob want to be a leader? No, he doesn't. He wants to be part of the team. He's going to put his shoulder to the wheel and work extremely hard for Reform UK, for Newark and for this country.
The interesting thing is, though, you've got a big challenge ahead. I mean, you're riding high in the polls. All that is good. Good for you, I should say, because we're obviously very impartial here, Lee. But the problem you've got, and I know it's being addressed, is that you need to have more structure. Now, you need to, in effect, have a shadow cabinet. You need to be putting forward people to say, if we win an election, this is who is going to be running the country. Is the Jenrick defection the beginning of that? Are we going to start seeing some changes in the coming weeks?
We've already started that, to be honest. And, you know, Nigel's been quite clear that when he does form a cabinet, they don't necessarily have to be serving MPs. I think that's a good thing. I think that's using intelligence. And we want the brightest and the very best from whatever field in this country to help us govern this country when we do win the election, whenever that may be. And Rob's got great experience. He held his hand up yesterday. I thought he was brutally honest in the press conference. Probably he said a lot more than when I defected. Well, I didn't defect when I moved to the Reform UK a couple of years ago. So fair play to Robert. It's a big move for him. Very brave. And he's a great asset. And I'll tell you this. Rob was the most popular Conservative MP in Conholme. And you know, he's come over to Reform. I got the backbench MP of the year with Conholme just a couple of years ago before the Tories, you know, kicked me out. So it tells you a lot about the membership and the grassroots Tory party as opposed to the parliamentary party. They are totally out of touch with their membership and their voters.
Lee, can I just ask you about something else? And this was a new poll out yesterday. I don't know if you saw it. 1 in 3 students, is university students, now say that Reform UK should be banned from speaking on campuses. They think that the party needs to be no-platformed on campuses up and down the country.
That just proves that 1 in 3 students have been radicalised in their universities and their colleges. They'll grow out of it one day, Ellie. They'll grow up one day. When they get a family and a mortgage and a bit of debt around their neck, they'll grow out of it. We all do.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this, Lee. You know nonsense.
No.
You know. Oh, talking of no nonsense stuff, though, what on earth happened at the press conference yesterday when Nigel introduced Robert Jenrick? And then he didn't appear. What was going on? We know we can get the truth out of you.
As I understood, the Reform UK, and I was there on the front row, it was packed to the rafters, guys. So it was coming up the steps to come into the conference room. There's that many people there, press in the way, a lot of steps as well, because he came through the back entrance. But you know what? If the press, if that's all the press has got to talk about, him being 30 seconds late into the room, I think we're on to a winner. And let me just finish on this, guys. Reform UK, they keep saying it's Tory light, it's Tory 2. I'll tell you what we are. We are a rehoming service for true British patriots. We rehome them, we give them a little bit of love, and then we put them back out there into the field to fight for this great country of ours.